Imagine a clash between two formidable forces from the Naruto universe. Naruto Uzumaki, the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, versus Kisame Hoshigaki, the infamous tailless-tailed beast of the Akatsuki. These two never fought in canon, but a hypothetical battle between them sparks endless debate. In this analysis, we'll break down their abilities and fighting styles, compare their strengths and weaknesses, and explore how a battle might unfold. Finally, we'll present a clear conclusion on who would emerge victorious in a one-on-one showdown. The tone here is serious and analytical, as if narrating a strategic assessment. Let's begin by examining each combatant's powers and techniques before delving into the possible course of their battle. Naruto Uzumaki's abilities and strengths. Naruto Uzumaki is known for his indomitable spirit and ever-evolving arsenal of ninja techniques. By the time he faces someone like Kisame, Naruto has grown into one of the most powerful shinobi of his era. Here are Naruto's key abilities and attributes. Vast chakra reserves. As a Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, Kurama, Naruto possesses an enormous well of chakra. This allows him to create large numbers of shadow clones and use chakra-intensive jutsu repeatedly. Even before tapping into the Nine Tails' full power, Naruto's stamina is extraordinary. Shadow Clone Jutsu, Kage Bunshin. Naruto's signature tactic is overwhelming opponents with shadow clones. He can create dozens, even hundreds, of clones to confuse enemies, strategize mid-battle, and set up complex attacks. Each clone can fight independently, making it difficult for foes to pinpoint the real Naruto. This trickery and sheer numbers could play a role in keeping Kisame off balance during a fight. Rasengan and Rasen Shuriken. Trained by Jiraiya and later improved by Kakashi, Naruto wields the Rasengan, a concentrated sphere of chakra capable of dealing devastating internal damage. More fearsome is the wind release, Rasen Shuriken, an advanced form that infuses wind nature chakra into the Rasengan. The Rasen Shuriken expands into a spinning shuriken-shaped chakra mass that attacks at a microscopic level, shredding an opponent's cells upon impact. It's one of Naruto's deadliest moves, capable of critically injuring even the toughest enemies. In a battle with Kisame, a direct hit from Rasen Shuriken would be catastrophic, though landing it on someone as slippery as Kisame is easier said than done. Sage Mode. Naruto learned to harness Sage Mode at Mount Myobuku. By blending natural energy with his own chakra, Naruto can enter Sage Mode, dramatically boosting his strength, speed, durability, and sensory perception. In Sage Mode, Naruto's physical attacks hit much harder. He can topple giant summons with a single punch, and he gains heightened reflexes and the ability to sense chakra around him. Notably, Sage Mode enables Frog Kata fighting style. Naruto's strikes carry an aura of natural energy, so even if he narrowly misses a hit, the surrounding aura can still strike the opponent. This means that in close combat, Kisame could be struck by invisible force from Naruto's punches. Sage Mode does have limits. Naruto can only maintain it for a certain time and requires stillness or clone preparation to recharge, but it is a major trump card in this fight. Chakra Cloak, Nine Tails Chakra. When pushed beyond his base limits, Naruto can draw on Kurama's chakra. Initially, this manifests as the Nine Tails Chakra Cloak, a shroud of red, bubbling chakra that enhances Naruto's power, speed, and healing. The cloak can form chakra tails, each tail increasing his power dramatically, and even shape arms or limbs of chakra that Naruto can use offensively. However, the early-stage chakra cloak is feral and risky, potentially harming Naruto's body and clouding his mind if he goes too far. Like the four-tail or six-tail transformations seen in the series. In a desperate situation against Kisame, an uncontrolled partial transformation could occur, unleashing immense destructive power. Nine Tails Chakra Mode, KCM. In later stages, after taming Kurama to some extent, Naruto attains a refined Nine Tails chakra mode, coating himself in a golden chakra aura. In KCM, Naruto's speed and reflexes are on another level. He became fast enough to dodge the fourth Raikage and outmaneuver many high-level opponents. His physical strikes hit harder, and he can form the Tailed Beast Rasengan, or even mini-tailed beast balls. Though this mode wasn't fully available to Naruto until slightly after Kisame's time, chronologically, in a broad hypothetical scenario, it's worth noting. If Naruto uses this mode, his power would likely overwhelm Kisame. But for fairness, we might consider Naruto mainly as he was around the Pain arc, Sage mode, up through the early War arc, initial KCM, for comparisons. Tactics and willpower. Naruto's battle intuition and unpredictable tactics are often underestimated. He might not be a traditional genius in strategy, but he has a knack for coming up with clever solutions in the heat of battle, such as the creative use of shadow clones or feints. His determination is legendary. He doesn't give up, even when the odds are against him. In protracted fights, Naruto's willpower can allow him to tap into new levels of strength, sometimes triggering more Nine Tails chakra when in dire need. This mental fortitude means Naruto can endure punishment and keep fighting with sheer grit, a factor that could be crucial if Kisame gains an early advantage. In summary, Naruto brings a mix of overwhelming multi-target attacks, raw power, and enhanced modes that can tip the scales. Sage mode in particular is a key component of Naruto's strength when facing an S-rank opponent like Kisame. However, Naruto will have to be strategic. Some of his best techniques involve heavy chakra use or getting in close, which could be risky against an opponent who eats chakra for breakfast. Speaking of which, let's look at Kisame's abilities next. Kisame Hoshigaki's abilities and strengths. Known as the Monster of the Hidden Mist, Kisame Hoshigaki is a former member of the Seven Ninja Swordsmen and one of Akatsuki's most fearsome fighters. His combat style revolves around brute strength, enormous chakra reserves, and overwhelming water-based attacks. Here are the key aspects of Kisame's power. Samehada, the chakra-devouring sword. Kisame's most famous weapon is Samehada, a living sword covered in scales that shred and absorb an opponent's chakra. Samehada doesn't cut like a traditional blade. Instead, it rips away chakra from whomever it strikes, and can even drain chakra by proximity if the opponent is weakened. This stolen chakra is transferred to Kisame, allowing him to heal from injuries and restore his own stamina during battle. Samehada gives Kisame a direct counter to many ninja techniques. For example, if Naruto strikes with a Rasengan or is shrouded in a chakra cloak, Samehada can potentially absorb the chakra from those attacks, or from the cloak itself, nullifying Naruto's offensive and draining his energy. It's worth noting that Samehada prefers certain chakra flavors. It was drawn to the taste of Killer Bee's chakra in the series. In theory, it would find Naruto's Nine Tails chakra very rich as well. However, absorbing Senjutsu, Sage Mode chakra, or too much of the Nine Tails chakra can be dangerous. An opponent's chakra could overwhelm Samehada or have side effects. For instance, absorbing natural energy without control could petrify someone, as happened to one of Pain's paths. Kisame is usually cautious, but this dynamic adds an interesting risk if he directly absorbs Naruto's Sage chakra.
Final verdict. In a prolonged, no-holds-barred fight, Naruto's power and tenacity outlast Kisame's ferocity. Naruto would likely win after a high-difficulty battle. He has the answers for Kisame's strongest moves, from using clever tactics against the water dome to leveraging overwhelming force when needed. The battle would showcase some of the most spectacular jutsu on both sides, and Naruto might be pushed to use nearly everything in his arsenal to secure the win. But by the end, the scales tip in Naruto Uzumaki's favor, crowning him the victor over Kisame Hoshigaki.